Hello, listeners, and thanks for tuning in to Laidback Discussions with Andi and Emily, where we discuss a little bit of anything and everything from current events, daily life struggles, music, video games, politics, religions, beliefs, and so much more. If you like our show and want to interact with us, join us on Facebook at facebook.com/laidbackdiscussions or follow our Instagram account at Laidback Discussions Podcast. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Laidback Discussions Podcasts. Thanks and enjoy the show. And we're back.
Yay, welcome back.
Second official episode. That feels good to say.
Yeah, it does. This has been so much fun.
It really has. It's been so crazy. We only started this 2 weeks and it's just like the world has been throwing so much at us, but I don't care. Consistency is key. Even if we don't record on the day we're supposed to record, as long as we record, I'm happy.
Right. We'll get there. It's a crazy time anyways, so
really?
forgive us if we're not always punctual.
Yes, absolutely. And I was reviewing some of what people have been saying about the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl game, and I was on YouTube and I was just like, I was watching this podcaster. I guess that there's a guy and a girl. I don't remember the name, or else I would give them credit. But I was watching them, and it was all visual. I'm like, I can't wait till we're there. Like, we're gonna get there, but I can't wait till we're there.
That'll be so much fun. It'll be great. And I'll probably be one of those people who goes through all the comments and reads everything.
Yeah, I know, right? I've tried to stay away from seeing how many followers or how many viewers, listeners that we have, because I just think it'll be better if I just put it out there, and then I'll come back to see, and maybe we'll have a good listening base.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Listening.
It's really cool because you can get on there and you can see where your listeners are from. You can see how many listeners are in the U.S., how many are in other places. But it's really cool. I just like I said, starting out, I'm not gonna work myself up and check it all the time and be like, how many do we have another listener this week, or
Right. Yeah, definitely not. It's fun. I like promoting our stuff though, because it's people that I know, personally. I'm telling them, I'm like, hey, go check us out. This is so fun. I get to Karen properly, and they're just like, oh no, Emily.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't. I'm excited that we've actually started and we're getting somewhere.
Absolutely. And all the potential about the video games too. We're definitely going to get into that because we're nerds. We have
I
to.
know, I'm a nerd. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some bigger nerds out there, but I am a proud member of the nerd community.
Yep. There's literally a community on TikTok that I'm part of. It's the Nerd Herd, and I love it.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's Nerdy Live. He's
I
one of the
just got on
coolest.
TikTok for the first time this year, yesterday.
For the first time in forever.
I actually need to make a TikTok for our podcast. I just haven't gotten around to it. I am not big on TikTok, but I did
Yeah,
get
it's so hard
distracted.
to find it's hard to find the right community. TikTok is kind of bougie these days, isn't it?
Yeah, ever since Trump saved it.
There's so many negative people, and it's wow. We're just out there trying to use it as therapy, that's what I use it for. It's just therapy for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like negativity is just everywhere, though. It's not just TikTok. You go on any social media platform and there's gonna be a negative Nancy somewhere in the group.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I feel like even though we're kind of going with the flow on this episode, it's probably gonna be a lot more down to earth and more tied down than the last ones.
Yeah, because we have really good points to get to on both
topics
sides.
this time.
Yes.
Premeditated topics.
Sounds
So
fancy.
yeah, I want all of our listeners to get informed in this because I didn't even know that you could go to this website and look at what's in your tap water.
Yes. Oh,
I haven't, like I said, I said I was going to look at it yesterday after I got done with laundry, but I didn't even get laundry done because, like I said, I opened TikTok and that was it.
yeah, they drag you in. It's like a deep pit.
It is so hard to get out of.
The doom scroll.
Oh my god, the scrolling. I scroll mostly on Facebook. I need to get off Facebook, but like I've said previously, I can't delete the app. So I need to just
Right.
stay like I really just need to
Just go look
probably
into
stick
it.
to the podcast Facebook because
Yeah.
I'm getting
Is
tired of
there
everyone's
is there
bullshit,
a way?
honestly, if I'm being frank.
Yeah, for real, girl. That's why I emailed Mike Tyson. I'm like, dude, we need pigeon mail. I just found out. I've been living under a rock, but I just found out that you really love pigeons, and I think pigeons are cool too, and we need to give them an honorable place in society again.
Oh
So
my
this is our
god, yes.
this is our backup is pigeon mail, and he never responded though. So we'll see. I know he's kind
Oh,
of busy. So
well, he is Mike Tyson.
yeah, he got stuff to do. It's okay.
Yeah, I know, right? But good for you for reaching out. I mean, hey, most
Yeah.
people would be like, not even bother, you know?
Yeah, I gotta do it, man. I was so quiet and so shy and like locked inside my own head for so many years. So now that I'm out and about, I'm gonna do it like I mean it, man.
Yeah, I actually emailed an author. I it was sometime last year, late last year, and was asking if I could uh kind of do like an audiobook of their stuff, but they never got back with me either. But you know, uh, I was telling one of my friends, like she was like, um, the word I'm looking for is when you decline someone, but it's not decline. I
Yeah,
can't think of the
yeah.
word. When
Rejected?
someone I don't know. What a failure, I guess you could just say. Just failure inspires them, and I try to take that with me. Like, just because I
Oh,
failed doesn't mean I can use that failure to learn.
yeah. See that's like me. I'm gonna do a follow-up email this year at some point and be like, "Hey, how are you?" Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
that would
quit.
be so cool if you get a reply. I want to be the first to know if you get a reply.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I'm reaching out and trying to make connections, because what else can we do? Like I'm worried and people should know, I guess. Because if they're not worried, then I'm tired of being called the crazy person whenever everybody's just like, "Oh, let's just go on with life like it's normal." Because this is not normal. Ah,
Oh my gosh, I get that. And speaking of normal, the like I said, I was so shocked to when you sent me those screenshots of the EWG, and like I said, I never
yeah.
got around to it, but I've saved it. Okay, I saved it for it's going to be my live reaction of to what the hell is in my tap water. I mean, but does that because okay, we have well water, so that's not the same, is it?
I don't think so, but at the same time, like all the stuff there's spraying in the air,
Uh huh.
that's soaking into the ground. Like there was this recording on Instagram that I shared. I think it let me download it too, because I try to move from the Instagram over to the TikTok just to
Mhm.
see who censors what, and also to get information out. So it's nice to kind of check that. I'm very investigative. But literally all that stuff that's in the well water is not near as bad. I grew up on well water. I've never had teeth problems. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like drinking tap water, it's totally different. And then seeing all the like little white chunky stuff in it, and like
Ow.
it's starting to smell funny. I pay attention to these things. These things bother me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't been like properly diagnosed yet, but you know, there's
Well,
something's
yeah,
wrong
me either.
here. Yeah, yeah.
But that is crazy because I mean I'm kind of glad that we do have well water because especially after I type my zip code into this website, I'm going to be probably scarred. But
Yeah.
even the well water, I was just telling my boyfriend that we need to put some more salt in the water softener because it's looks like pee. It's gross
Oh no, that's terrible.
and it smells weird and I don't like it. But
Mm.
it's an easy fix though. It's just a little bit of salt in the water softener and it'll clear up.
Yeah, I hope so.
So I'm
And
almost
I
afraid
know,
to. push go on this thing, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, it's wild. I'll tell you that. I've got my results right here for this county.
Let's see. Or find your state. I clicked it. My I see my city and the city next to us. I see my, let's see, what to do. So 10 exceed EWG health guidelines. Wow,
Yeah.
it says this. It says contaminants detected. Legal does not necessarily equal safe. What?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Legal limits for contaminants in tap water have not been updated in almost 20 years. That's what it
Because
says. Oh my,
people got
and why
yeah, they
not?
got too crazy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, like I want to know why. Like
Yeah, and
that
look
seems
at
like a kind of important thing.
absolutely. Like I don't know. Like mine says, like even it doesn't matter what specific one is in there. If you scroll down lower, it shows you like all the little things, and
Oh,
most of the potential
yeah.
effects is the big C.
Chloroform? What?
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh.
And there's like no legal limit. So there's chloroform in the water and it says potential
Mhm.
effects, cancer. Some other shit that I can't not even pronounce.
Because
Uh,
that's what I do.
yeah, potential effect, cancer. And then another one, which is some kind of acid that I can't, bromochloroatic acid. What
Yep.
potential effect? It doesn't say what the potential effect is, but the fact that there's,
Okay.
oh my god, and there's more. If I keep scrolling, there's more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only have 7 and you got 10, girl.
Holy crap! No, it says 13 total contaminants. It said 10. And I don't see, like, I don't get why it says 10, but then underneath it says 13 total contaminants. Like, is it 10 or is it 13? Either way, it's still too many.
Yeah, it is. There's okay, so at the very bottom of it, it'll show the stuff that's not like it says other contaminants are tested,
Yeah.
um, and it's stuff that they don't include right off the bat because it may have some laws on it, like
Mm-hmm.
bromoform and monobromate bromocetic acid,
Mm-hmm.
and, and these are legally mandated federal standards. So they don't even
That
have to meet
is
basic health stuff because legally it's okay for all that crap to be used. And like I understand that there's going to be a complex type of thing, especially considering what all goes down our drains. But at
yeah.
the same time, they cannot be tackling people who are trying to collect rainwater. They cannot be tackling people who are trying to,
Yeah.
go purify their own water and have their own natural water source. And, I pray for the people who actually do have land and cows and horses and sheep and crops and their own natural source of water because that stuff is getting contaminated every day from the air. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if people are trying to gaslight me and saying that that's not a real thing. It's a thing. Like I've been around long enough to realize I remember what the air used to be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
It was
even,
bad.
I don't know if you've noticed, but even just the clouds are different.
They are. I was looking at that yesterday.
Why are the
It's
clouds
completely
different? I know
different.
like we have like more people will say it's like air traffic, but I don't think that air traffic is the only thing contributing to that.
Yeah, it really is. And we used to appreciate nature like as kids because there wasn't the internet. So we would go and look at the sky. We would watch the
Mhm.
clouds. We would lay in the grass and all this kind of stuff. I used to like almost wrestle with squirrels over the pecan tree in the backyard. I was very
Mhm.
blessed. But like,
I
yeah.
had a trampoline. I was lucky enough to have a trampoline, and there were times I would sleep on that thing at night, like
Yeah.
in my yard, just
Yeah. And the people in big
laying,
cities, I
staring at the
guess,
sky.
like people in bigger cities, maybe they're just so used to the pollution and stuff that they don't even realize what's going on. They're so busy with their day they can't look up. Like we
Yeah,
kind of did have
and
a hobbit lifestyle. We got to relax and be in the natures, in
mhm.
nature.
And like I said, especially if they haven't even reviewed the tap water in like over 20 years, then
Mhm.
what? Why are other people going to look it up? But I can only imagine that it's gotten worse.
Absolutely, it has. And we have to come together in every community, in every state, and make sure that we're all safe. That's like a human thing. That can be one of the things that helps unite us, kind of like that, like these popular scandals in Hollywood have united us, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Even the
yeah.
Super Bowl game, I've seen a lot of people just like they're okay. It's very uh polar opposites. Like it's very that's not what I'm trying to. That's not the word I'm thinking of. But
Hmm.
it's very controversial. Either you didn't like it because oh, it's mumble rap and I can't understand anything. Well, if you can't understand anything, I would just suggest go look at the lyrics, like Google the lyrics,
Yeah.
because he's not rapping about sipping lean and fucking bitches, you know? Like,
No,
excuse my
no.
language, but what most rappers, you know, are known to do. And I also am like really just amazed at how many male black performers he included because it's not just girls in booty shorts twerking, you know, like Nicki
Mhm.
Minaj or someone else would have, you know, definitely probably had.
Yes, you know they would have. Oh my gosh.
Like he
Um,
that was actual art for me. That was an
but
artistic performance.
he did good. He did good.
And
And it's not
Samuel
like
Jackson was just the cherry on top.
he's kind of scary, girl.
Why do you say that?
Good look. Okay, so I'm a very timid person and he yells a lot, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And my
Yeah, he does
sister,
yell, but I mean,
yeah,
I
my
think that's
sister,
what he's kind of
she,
famous for. I mean, he's not famous for yelling, but
yeah.
he has kind of played the token black guy, you know, in movies, you know. So I think it was
Mhm.
kind of just ironic for him to play Uncle Sam.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. But at the same time, whenever I look at his face, because my sister used to do it all the time, she would like startle me with it. She would yell, "I'm tired of these effing snakes on this effing plane."
I've never, I've still to this day never seen snakes on a plane.
Oh
I
my God,
gotta
it's
watch that
so
one now.
funny. It's so, I bet that was really fun to make though, you know?
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that line.
Yeah, it was great. You should, yeah. When you get a
And
time where there's not kids around, it's fun to watch. But
yeah.
oh my goodness,
But apparently, I guess
but he did
I don't
great
know how
too.
true it is, but someone said that after the Super Bowl that Drake unfollowed Samuel Jackson
Well, yeah,
on
because
Twitter.
Drake is like a baby. Okay, he's just a baby.
Man, I remember watching Drake on Degrassi, but he really has been just grown up to be the biggest baby,
This
in
makes
my
me
opinion.
feel.
He got
Sorry,
his
I'm
feelings
sorry,
hurt, and now he's gonna sue.
but I think it's something bigger going on, girl. I'm not even gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
behind the scenes, after digging as hard as I've digged on, or I guess dug rather, on all sorts of stuff. My theory, and this is allegedly, is that especially since he was on Degrassi and all those little, I guess for lack of a better word, MK Ultra TV shows we used to watch,
Mhm.
like there was all the, pedo stuff going on. I think
Yep.
maybe something happened to him, and that's why Kendrick was taking those shots about, talking about that because that was one of the messages, wasn't it?
Mhm. I don't follow Drake. I really don't. I
Yeah.
fell off Drake whenever I stopped watching Degrassi, which has been some time.
And I never
But
watched Currency, so I didn't even know.
like I really haven't even I couldn't even tell you his name because I it's been that long since I've watched Degrassi. My sister
Yeah,
was really big into Degrassi too, but yeah, I that would you know maybe explain for the reason why he's so messed up. I think he's kind of messed up
yeah.
in the head. I mean, I feel like
Oh,
everyone's
yeah.
a little bit messed up in the head, but
Right.
like I think he has just a sensitive ego. But if I mean,
Yeah,
I hope that's not the case. I hope like nothing happened to him. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, you know.
yeah. I just think it's probable considering that crowd in Hollywood, you know what I mean? And clearly, like, okay, I just found out today that what Lil Wayne is like a mentor of Kendrick Lamar. And Kendrick has had like a banger before. I can't remember what it was called, but I was like, hey, that guy, he's a lyrical genius as well, you know? So it
Mhm.
was very cool. And I definitely didn't consider his performance like mumble rap. I did have a hard time. listening to what he was saying
Mhm.
because he was going so fast for me to comprehend. And I always read with the subtitle. Like I watch TV with the subtitles when I do watch stuff.
Me too.
Because I'm a reader, I'm just, my brain's wired that way. So like I've been kind of like a lip reader investigator for a while now. So that also helped me aid in what he was saying. But I rewound it a few times and I got the message, and it was very powerful. It was very powerful. And
And what is it?
when you have that much to say and you're saying it that fast, I
Uh-huh.
can get why it's a little bit, mumbled a little bit,
Yeah.
about people can't fully comprehend. And it's a lot for people whose brains are not like functioning to the capacity they should be, potentially because of all the contaminants, you know.
Mhm.
Then
Oh, yeah.
maybe it's a little frustrating for them and they immediately go to, oh, I don't like that, and judgy. So
Yeah, I would just anyone who didn't like it, I would just say, watch it again, listen to it again. You'll like it
yeah,
if you listen to it enough, maybe you'll like it. If you don't, then I guess it's just not your cup of tea, and that's fine too.
yeah, just give it a try. And also, like, I like that he represented like the flag, because the flag is important. That's, we're supposed to we're supposed to be better than what we've been. So,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree with that. 100p.
and while America has her problems, I definitely can't abandon her and burn the flag. I would never do that. Like, it's not her fault. You know what I mean? It's the people in
Yeah.
power's fault, and they know it now, and it's all getting exposed now, and it's wild. It's wild.
Yep. It is freaking insane. So
Yeah.
insane.
So like
But
I get. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about Ye later.
about what?
About Kanye.
I know I was just thinking about how are we gonna bring this guy up?
Well, I can definitely relate it because
You brought him up for
the
me, so we can get started on that conversation. Because what in the actual hell is a black man doing promoting a Nazi sign?
I know it's supposed to make people like grab a hold of the story and do like damn it, deep
Yeah,
digging. Yeah,
investigating.
yeah, be one of those little internet moles or however. But like, I understand why he's going crazy. That, not necessarily crazy, that might not be the right term, because in Hollywood, and I think Drake and Kendrick potentially, I hope he doesn't, but they all have a handler because they're so famous.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
they're so influential that that some of the rappers have been an op. Basically, they have worked with the CIA. They have been, kind of like friends, I guess, with people who are like, hey, if you, it's like what Ice Cube was saying, if you write your own stuff and it's personal and you're saying what you want to say, they're like, no, it's got to be this. You know what I mean? Because they own the labels, or they own the people, or they have some sort of dirt somewhere, which can be related back to like the P. Diddy tapes. I heard that there's like an auction going on for the highest bidder of whoever is on these tapes. Like, they're trying to buy their tapes back so they don't get exposed. So
Oh, wow. Huh.
it's deep, girl. It's deep because of all. And then I've been like going back and seeing all these pictures from the parties and stuff. And there's not a whole lot because he always used to collect the phones. But
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
my
big.
my boyfriend, he stays pretty up to date on the Diddy case. I wouldn't know. I
hmm
would have to Google it, but if I asked him, I bet he could tell me when his next court date is or his hearing or whatever.
Yeah, I have no clue, like, because I'm not wishing this on anybody again, but the same way, you wouldn't. But the stuff that he's in the same place that Epstein was, like, what are
Mhm.
the odds of that? What are the odds of that? And he
Mhm.
owned an island as well, like Star Island.
Wow.
Yeah, it's out there in the Miami Beach place.
Yeah, that's crazy. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, I could just imagine being okay, I'm not gonna lie, just with the small like listener base that we have, sometimes I will get anxiety and just like of putting my voice out there, and it's something I'm working with, but I know for a fact I can get over because I think it's actually helping me be like more aware of like what I say, like how much I complain,
hmm
but I feel like just as a stay-at-home mom, mental health is a real issue, and it's not just for stay-at-home mom. It's for working moms. It's for dads. It's even kids
Mm-hmm.
can struggle with it. So I can
Yeah.
only imagine someone who is that big. Like if I was that big, I think my heart would stop.
No, you'd be fine, girl. I'd make sure nobody messed with you.
I would have a nervous breakdown for sure, though.
Nah. I'm with the shit that I talk on the internet. I am fully expecting someone to kind of show up and start shit. I'm prepared.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just kind of telling myself that everyone is a person, and
Yeah. We
that's
are, and I'm
one thing that
okay.
we all have in common. We're all people,
Yeah. And
and
this is our
we
free
all have
speech. And
struggles.
while we have our free speech, we need to exercise it. And if there are some naysayers who don't agree, then they can go somewhere else. But if they take it seriously and try to start anything, like, everybody who's famous gets stalkers and stuff. But
Hmm.
there are laws, even though there's not laws that protect our water and air, there's laws that protect people from being stalked like that. So
That's
definitely
crazy, isn't it?
it is. Yeah. But
I think
we'll fix it.
everybody is just really focusing on the wrong things.
They are, and it's not even their fault. Like it's the world gone crazy. I listen to Disturbed. I like David Draymond. He's tight. This is the world we live in. It's the land of confusion, and I'm
Hell
tired of being
yeah, it really
confused.
is.
So I'm
That,
gonna
if
figure
I
it
had to put it any way,
out.
that's how I would put
Right?
it. The land of confusion, because I, for one, am very confused a lot of the
Yes.
time.
And it's intentional. It's intentional. Like it's information overload all of the time. And it is like all these responsibilities that most of them are just perceived. Like if I didn't have to go to the store to get my food, I could just be home with my kids and my animals and
Mhm.
not have to worry about that. If I didn't have to go work to pay for like heating and cooling, then I could just stay home with my kids and my animals and be happy, and I'd be around my community more and able to help more people. Like it's so hard watching people struggle. Like if I see somebody who needs help, I'm gonna help them. I'll go
Mhm.
out of my way to help this community because I've grown up around them. I've seen their struggles and I want to help. Like, come on, I struggled too.
Oh,
So,
you're just such a good person. Like, and that's why I love
oh,
you so much.
no, I love you too, Andy. That's just how I was raised. Maybe I'm the only one, but if I am,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do something about it because nobody
Yeah.
seems to be brave enough or aware enough. So here I
Yeah, and
am.
hopefully that, this podcast that we're doing will, bring in some of that, stability, because that would be so nice if this actually blew up, which I am going to speak it into existence that it will. It's going
Yeah,
to
it
happen.
will. It
And
will.
that would be, living the dream. Just able, because I don't necessarily want to make a lot of money. I just want to make enough money to where I can, you know, be stable myself, which I am. I consider myself to be pretty financially stable in my position right now. I'm thankful for that too, because
Right.
there's been times when we didn't have a Christmas.
Yeah.
There's been
Yeah, we're
times when,
struggling here.
we just had to do without, because we couldn't do it. We didn't have it. So what are you gonna do? You're just not gonna do it. So,
Exactly.
but I've been fortunate enough to, find some stability when it comes to that regard, and it's, I don't get child support. I don't get, any financial assistance. I mean, I get a little bit of government assistance for like food and insurance, and that is about all I need. But I want to have enough to help others. Like you said, I hate seeing people struggle, because, like I said, I've been there. And for me to see someone who can't afford Christmas for their kids, that
Yeah.
hits a spot in me. And I'm like, but, on the, as financially stable as I am, I'm not financially well off enough to just be, donating to others either. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we're going out and buying like a whole little homestead or a cabin in the woods or something. Like we
yeah,
can't just do
right.
that.
I wish I could do that.
I'm trying to do that. Like me and Johnny, we're both trying. Like there's a job opening down at the park, so I'm gonna go for that because I'm
That's
tough.
good. That's good. Yeah,
But
I think we just need to build, like, first of all, I'm so sick. I love Michigan, but I'm so sick of the cold weather. It is like in the teens here, and
Yeah, it was like it's like
I
that here
can't do
too,
this for the
though.
rest of my life. Whenever I'm an old lady, I don't want to be shoveling snow. So we need to work on getting like a little community, like buying some land,
Yeah,
getting a
sure.
community of people, and we'll just be barters and traders and
Yes,
healers,
yes. And
farmers.
I have a really great idea for like the design, and maybe it's just my dream, but again, I would love as a poor person because I'm old school poor. Like I've been poor before the 2020s, you know.
Yeah, right. Me
But
too.
yeah, yeah, we're old school poor. We know what's up. But I would love to not have an electric bill. I would love to not have like an outrageous type of, propane or gas. I
Oh
would
my
like
God,
to
I know
have
the propane and the
the water
gas
bill.
bills were
Hmm.
so crazy down south. Like down south, it's not as expensive up here, but I remember down south, our freaking gas bill would be like in the triple digits.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Like my timeline is just full of people in the community complaining about these things because it's potentially gonna break them. Everybody's already getting skinnier because it's harder to, have your groceries and pay these outrageous bills. Not to
Yeah,
mention like
so you
car
gotta
insurance.
pick. Do you want to eat or do you want to have electricity so you can like,
Hmm.
not have to light candles and so you can actually
Yeah.
microwave your food?
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't
and then
microwave
this
it,
is
but I mean, I do use the
yeah.
microwave, but I shouldn't probably as
Oh,
much.
yes, I threw my microwave outside. Like it's gone. And I refuse to let Johnny get a new one.
As
Yeah.
long as long as I have a coffee pot, I'm good.
Hmm.
And I have an oven, but it broke. But thankfully, whenever it broke, it was like around Mother's Day, and I got an air fryer for Mother's Day. I specifically asked for an air fryer,
Right,
and
right.
eating out of an air fryer though is like it's so good. It is, and it's so convenient, and it's healthier because I don't have to deep fry shit.
But Andy, it's not healthier. It's not.
Oh my goodness! Don't tell
I
me that
don't
because I love my air fryer.
I don't want to ruin everything for you, but I might end up doing that. I'm so sorry.
It's
Well,
fine. It's fine. I mean, like I said, I am not a good healthy person. I suck at being healthy. And I was
it's not your
actually
fault.
I downloaded a new app yesterday and I forgot that I even did it until this morning. And then this morning I'm like, "What is this app? Oh yeah, this is that thing that I downloaded yesterday because it looked cool." It's
Yeah,
it's called
exactly.
Finch and it has like a little bird. It's like
Oh, that's
a little
sweet.
bird that reminds you to drink water and to stretch your body and to brush your teeth and to do all the healthy
Ooh.
things,
Well, shout out to Finch. We may need a sponsor one day.
Yeah. I mean, they could sponsor me or they could just give me a free membership because it's free for 7 days and then you gotta pay. I'm like, oh,
Oh
bummer.
no. Oh no, that's terrible.
If it was free, it would be perfect.
Right.
But it is cute. I like the idea of having just like a little purple penguin looking bird. I made mine purple. You can pick different
Oh,
colors, but I got this little purple and I named him Pingu, like penguin. And
oh,
it does a little cheep cheep, drink water, cheep cheep,
that's
don't forget
so
to
cute.
stretch. Do something that makes you happy today.
Heck yeah. See,
Which
that's
I'm
what
already
that's what
doing that right
AI is
now.
supposed
But
to be.
I have to start telling myself that I don't need, an app to do that. I just
Yeah.
gotta probably set timers on my phone and,
Mhm.
that's just
You
as effective. I won't get the cute little bird, but
you just gotta remember Shia LaBeouf. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it.
just do it. Yes, I know. Exactly.
That
And
was so
so that's one thing
crazy.
off the list today is I drink water all the time. I am like a fish. I can consume
Hmm.
water nonstop.
What kind of water do you get, if I can ask?
I am I used to hate water. I would not drink water. I'd be like, it has no taste. But then
What?
as I got older, I became more of like a water snob. I will not drink tap water. I will die
Hmm.
of thirst before I drink tap water.
Yes, I'll go out and I'll purify my own stuff from the lake water before I'll do that.
Yeah, and
But
it's not even for the health concerns, which now it is. Now I know that there's like 13 contaminants and some of them cause cancer. And
mhm.
that was 20 years ago. I can only imagine now. So,
Right.
but or even if the well water, whatever, I won't drink water from the sink. Won't do
Mhm.
it. It
Right.
tastes gross.
Oh,
And
girl.
I might get some lashback for this, but I'm not a fan of spring water. If you give me a bottle of spring water, I'm gonna look at it and then I'm probably gonna hand it back and be like, do you have purified?
Yes, purified's the only way, man.
Yes, oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, 1000% agree. I
Mhm.
and people have had to learn if you're gonna go pick up a case of water for me and you come back with spring water, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Yes. Oh yeah. It's nasty. Like the best one I found was Ozarka, but at the same time, I'd still rather have just regular purified, you know.
I love
And
Fiji water, but I don't love the price of Fiji water.
yeah. Yeah, and I've been planning on getting like a little water testing thing, but I've seen the videos of people doing like the different pH balances and stuff, and I will no longer buy Dasani, that's for sure. But
Dasani tastes like crap.
yeah, it does. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's so fancy. I only drink the Dasani." I'm like, "Ew."
No, I really just like the Myers brand, filtered or whatever, purified water. If it's purified water, I will drink it. If it's Dasani, like I said, it tastes like it came out of a water gun.
No, it
It
does.
does. That's the only way I can put it. It tastes
That's the
like
best way.
I wouldn't even say water from the hose because back in the day, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of water, but as a kid, I would drink water from the hose, but it wasn't nasty.
Yep, it was normal.
It tasted like hose water, and that was actually the best water, you know?
Yep, yep. That was back when we
Especially
had
playing
like,
outside in the Texas heat, go get
yeah,
you a drink of water and then spray your sister down.
yeah. Like, and that was back when we had grandparents and stuff. We had our old people.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to find old people now.
Now that you say that, I have not noticed that, but you're right.
Yeah.
And the older people I notice, like, I feel so bad for them. There's been two people that I've known recently that are like in their 60s slash 70s. I'm not sure, but one of them broke her hip and then had to have an artificial hip, and then one of my boyfriend's coworkers, well, ex coworkers, was elderly and he slipped on the ice and broke his like whole hip slash leg, broke his leg. Like his leg came out of his hip bone and went up and broke the whole, but
Yeah,
it fucked him up, plain and
yeah,
simple.
yeah.
And it's like sometimes like I kind of think like if you're older and you injure yourself like that, it's not gonna be the same. But then again, with today's technology, um, some people are saying that like they'll be better than they were before. Because they're putting in
Yeah,
like artificial like bones and stuff, and so it
yeah,
actually puts everything back where it should be. Because he was already one of the people was already having problems with their back and their hip, I think, or leg.
yeah,
But only time will
yeah,
tell if they get better, which I really hope they do. I hope it is just like a surgery that they kind of already needed, and then breaking the leg or whatever was just the reason to give them that surgery.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I will say, like, if they were already in pain really bad prior to it, then and it brings them some relief, then that's absolutely great. But people like I understand, getting cut open and the effects of the scar tissue and the nerve damage and the
Hmm.
pains later on that you have like for the rest of your life. I can only
Hmm.
imagine it being like a bone situation. I'm trying to be healthier because I don't want to deal with all that. I've never
Yeah,
broken a bone. I've never broken a bone.
me either. And Leo, go away.
Dang, we're
Yeah,
blessed.
me either. Oh, give me just 2 seconds. I gotta let him out.
Oh, is it your cat or your dog?
It's the dog.
Oh,
But yeah,
Mom, I gotta pee.
I know. He's like, I can't wait.
Right.
But Yeah, I'm just trying to be more like cautious of walking on basically on ice, literally walking on ice, because
Yeah.
this is Michigan, and I already slipped and busted my head open. I can only imagine if I slipped and broke a bone. I'm not pain tolerant, and I would have a hard time with that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, girl. Oof. I guess I've learned how to fall because
hmm
and I've got all this extra cushioning too, so it makes it easier when I do fall. But man, whenever I was real skinny and I lost all that weight working at the sawmill, like
hmm
it was, I fell real hard off the porch. And like the whole porch almost broke. Like the whole steps in the back, it just broke on me because it was all rotted and stuff. Because I live in a crappy little trailer. But
Ain't nothing
I've
wrong with a
learned.
trailer. I used to have a trailer, and I love that thing.
I don't know, man. Like I've got a big issue with trailers and a lot to say about trailers. So I mean, we could put a pin in that if you want. But long story short, I wished I was fat again because it would have hurt. I would have hurt less.
Oh yeah. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a fall on 4th of July because we were doing fireworks, and we kind of redid some of the walkway area, and which required like busting up some concrete and taking it out, and we filled it back in with rocks instead.
Yeah.
Because the concrete was cracked and it was kind of slanted. But we got all that concrete out, but we hadn't hauled it off yet. And then I tripped. It was dark, of course. We were doing fireworks, and then I tripped over concrete. And I'm looking right now. I got the. It's a permanent scar. It hit
Right.
like it was in my like it scraped my knee and then like my calf, and those scars are gonna be with me probably forever. I want to actually get another tattoo. That's a reason for me to get a tattoo and cover it up.
Oh, you don't gotta cover up your scars. We all got scars.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my boyfriend actually has one. He really messed himself up. He has one in the shape of a boat, and it happened when he was buffing a boat because the buffer got caught up and scraped him.
Oh shoot, that's
But that was
rough.
just kind of weird. I'm like, it's you were working on a boat when you got this scar, and it's in the shape of a boat.
Yeah, yeah. That is really cool though. That's just like a symbol of pride that he survived. He fought a boat and he won.
Yeah, right. You see
That's
this
cool.
scar that looks like a boat? I was on a
Hmm.
boat when it happened.
Yep, yep.
That's a cool story. I mean, I'll give it that. Scars, they may be kind of, some of them are kind of ugly, some of them look badass, but regardless, they all have a story.
They all do. And that's great, man. I love it. It's like the physical representation of like our life experiences and stuff. It's really cool.
And I
But
had no scars. The only scar I really had was, there's one on top of my head because I was jumping on a trampoline after church one day, and I don't think they would mind if I said their name, but I don't know if you know Tanner T. Kabursky,
that's
but
my cousin, girl. That's my cousin.
oh my gosh, yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, he's so
I don't think
cute.
he minded the shout out, but
No, he
he
doesn't. He loves
busted
it.
my head open with his chin, man.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my gosh!
And I
Girl,
was
I can beat him
laughing
up
about
for
it because
him.
as soon as he was coming down, I was going up, and then his chin collided with the top of my head, and then
Mhm.
I thought it was funny. I was laughing about it. He's like, "Oh, my chin, it hurts," and then I'm like, didn't realize I'm gushing blood from the top of my head, and I was
Right.
wearing long sleeves, and then he looks at me, and his face just goes completely ghost white. And then
Uh-huh.
and then I got scared, and then I like took my
Uh-huh.
hand away from my head, and my whole sleeve is covered in blood.
Oh my God! I bet he
And then
lost
I'm
his
like,
shit.
I can't do it. And blood makes me so nauseous, especially if it's a lot of it, and if it's my own, I get very queasy.
So what happened? Did he like help you off the trampoline?
Yeah, he was like, because we were
Mhm.
like right outside the church, we were at the pastor's house who was right next door, and we were staying until like the afternoon service.
Yeah.
So we went into the basement basically of the Free Will Baptist Church
Yeah.
and got my hair washed out in a sink.
You had
And
long hair too.
yeah, long
Mhm.
thick hair. And so they washed it out, and they're like, "Oh, it's not that bad." They told my mom, it's not bad. But then whenever I got home, she's like, "Andy, I can see your bone. You are going to get stitches."
Oh my God. Yeah. That's
So
our
I still went to church though with like a busted open head, like
No.
bloody shirt. But hey, I was in church.
Yeah. Yeah, we could definitely talk about the churches down here too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, she's fine." And then I got home and my mom was so mad.
Yeah,
She's like,
I
"She's
believe
not
it.
fine. I can see her skull." And then
Yeah.
luckily, rest her soul. I don't know if you know Michelle, but that was my mom's like bestie cousin. She's like a nurse there,
Oh.
and she passed away not too long ago. So, but she actually would come over, and she was like our home doctor. She would come to our house and be my doctor.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So she came over, she stitched me up. She's the one who, administered my birth control whenever I was on the shot, which hated that. So,
Right, me too.
but yeah,
Well, I'm glad Tanner's
I
doing
miss her.
well.
I
I'm,
miss that lady.
yeah, I'm sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm glad Tanner treated you good because especially he's a sweet guy. He's rambunctious as hell, but I mean that's just he got it from his daddy, so he comes about it honest, you
of
know.
course, yeah.
Yeah,
I love him.
yeah,
He's awesome.
he is great, and he won't mind the shout out at all because he likes the attention.
I'm sure he does. I used to call him Spike because he used to have spiky hair back in our school.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in middle school, I think it was, he wore his hair spiky, so I was called him Spike. But I like Kabursky. It fits him.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. Man, I wish the
Okay.
best for him, that's for sure. But yeah, with there not being as many old people, like I don't know if you grew up. Did you have your grandparents growing up? Were they both alive?
Yeah, actually, I had multiple grandparents. Um,
Okay.
my my I hate to say it, but my favorites, I do have favorites. My nana, my papa, they were from Arkansas, so my nana would like drive down to Texas for my birthday parties and stuff, and then sometimes she'd go down there, pick me up, bring me back, and then I came
Yeah.
to before I lived in Arkansas. I came to visit a lot to just see, be with my grandparents, and they're both passed away now, but rest their soul too. But I
Mhm.
had those were my closest grandparents, and then that was on my mom's side, and then on my dad's side I had two grandpas and a grandmother because my grandmother divorced my pops, which was that's what I called him. He was like my dad's dad, and then got married to Bob, which was my grandpa, like grandfather, grandpa. I called him grandpa. And
Yeah.
then I'm actually named after my grandmother Patty.
Oh, that's so sweet.
My middle name is Pat, so I'm not the biggest fan of my middle name, but it was after my grandma. So
That is
I
amazing.
was
I
I
like
was
that.
almost named Lindsay after my grandfather Lyndall, but his middle name is Andrew, and so I was gonna be an Andrew if I was a boy, but I ended up being an Andrea, aka
Oh,
Andy.
yeah, I love that. I love that. That's great.
So, was there anything else that you want to touch on?
Well, I don't. It really depends. So, like with Kanye or Ye, right?
Mhm.
Like I understand why a lot of people are angry with him, and there could be potential multiple reasons. It couldn't just be one thing for everybody. It's probably multiple reasons, but my suggestion would be just to kind of dig a little deeper and like kind of like Mama Odie says, right? I loved that Princess and the Frog. It was so cute.
I need to watch that one. I haven't seen that one.
So cute. Like that there's a little lightning bug character. I want to get a tattoo of him on my ankle because he's just so cute. He's so cute, Andy. I love it.
I'm gonna have to
But
watch it now because you got me really interested, and that gives me something to watch later
it's
with my kid.
so cute. Yeah, your kid will love it. It is so freaking cute.
Oh, she's
But
probably already seen it. She's seen more Disney movies than like I've never seen Frozen ever. Still to this day.
you're not missing a whole lot, honestly.
I know, it's like, whenever I heard Let It Go, I'm like, I think I can pass on that one.
Yeah, yeah, it was kind of cute though, but like it got old so fast because they just overdid it, you know. And then
Oh.
all the merchandise too, and in my mind, that's like arguably the worst Disney tale, you know.
Mhm.
So,
I wouldn't know the tale because, like I said, I never watched it, but I'm not
right.
too compelled. I am compelled to watch Princess and the Frog, though.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. I loved it. Oh man. And then so Kanye.
Mhm.
If if people get a moment, any of our listeners, or even you as well,
Yeah.
there's an episode. He did a couple of different interviews with Candace Owens, and I love Candace Owens. She's like my imaginary best friend. Like you can tell she's part of the mystery gang that she watched Scooby Doo too. She wants to unmask people, and I love it. I love it. And she's
Mhm.
also very controversial too. But
Mhm.
like I understand why, like, and in Hollywood they have all these different, like, some would say handlers, some would say like these people are trying to run them and trying to be in control. Maybe it's the record labels, maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's like the people who invest in it or however, or stockholders even. I don't even know. But
Mhm.
for him to just come out and blatantly say, "Hey, I'm done with being controlled," this is him acting out like, in most ways it's acting out to get people to start looking and to start paying attention and to start critically thinking and wondering, why is he doing this? This is a crazy thing. And
Yeah.
then they dig deeper and like that. So the advertisement that he did for the NFL, not yeah, the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that for the Super Bowl, and the link that went to his website for his new clothes, it was showing that white T-shirt that had the swastika on it, and
Mhm.
people were like losing their minds about that. And I understand because it's a very controversial thing. But
Mhm.
when you dig a little deeper, you look at the other places that have used the swastika. It wasn't like a Nazi German thing.
Yeah, I
Hitler took
was
that.
just now.
He
I
took
had
that
to.
from
Yeah,
something
I'm
else.
in another group, and that's actually where I found it. And I didn't know this, but apparently there are like pre-Hitler swastika symbols that have nothing to do with Nazis.
Right. But yeah, there's a town, I believe, and it's up north somewhere in America. It's called Swastika, and there's one in Canada too.
I didn't know
And
that.
the Navajo used to have it as a symbol, and all these different places like Africa, Ethiopia, like ancient Kemet, all these different places, it was meaning like a peaceful symbol. It was
Mhm.
meaning peace. And that's another thing that will lead it to like a digger. Dang it, I did it again. Okay, the digging of the holes. That's what we'll call it. You gotta figure out, okay, what's the question here is why did Hitler adopt that symbol? And then you dig even deeper and you realize that it's not like he just absolutely hated Jews, He didn't like what was going on in his country specifically. And I do not have a problem with Jews who are peaceful. I don't have a problem with people who are just regular people doing their thing. But if they are a specific follower of the Talmud, I really have a problem with that. Um,
The what is the Talmud?
the Talmud it's one of the books that teaches them, you know, like the rules for their people because they believe they're the chosen ones. They believe that they're God's chosen people.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah,
Which
I don't know much about
yeah.
Jewish, like.
And in my mind, and this is another little spider web, but in my mind, the 12 tribes of Israel,
Mhm.
that includes black people. Like black people are part of the original Israelites. Like that
Oh
only makes
yeah,
sense.
I think
It
if
makes
there's
sense.
anyone that's like chosen, I believe it is the black
Hmm.
community because they just face so much oppression, and
Yeah.
like not to mention that you know they basically built this country off their hard work, their labor as
Yeah.
slaves, and
Yeah.
then
They have strength
when
in their
you
DNA.
Yeah, and then when you look at like how many people get arrested, let's say how many of those people are black. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess at least 50%, but I know it's probably higher than that.
Well, well, I mean that's another thing. Like I love black people. Like their culture, it's so rich, and
Hmm.
their strength, it's so like, ugh, it's unbelievable. Like some of these black women and out here that I've met in Arkansas, like they're just amazing people.
And they're
And
so
I can't,
lively, like fun to be around.
yeah, yeah, and I can't shake them. They're like my family now. It doesn't matter how different we see things. Even if some of them do get upset at me, but if they dig a little deeper and talk with me about it, then they're like, okay, Emily, I get you now. Like, okay, so with the black community, and especially like in America, I'm not really sure about statistics for other countries because we live here, and that's kind of, it's a primary interest. I
Hmm.
definitely feel for everybody else. Like this world is our world. These are our human family, and that's how I really feel about it. But
Yeah.
over here, you have like the black culture. It's left such an impact on us. No one could be racist at this point. No one is just like, ah, but they're awful, because they're not. Their food is good. Some of their music is good, and I'm very picky
I
about
have
music about it.
I was
We're like,
like I was
well, it's the population. Like they make up, maybe, what is it, 13% of the population here in America? It's like somewhere between 8 to 13%, and that's not a lot. And I would like to see it raised a little more.
Yeah, I was
You
about to
know?
say that seems very low. That
Yeah.
if you're talking about a
Yeah.
minority, that's definitely a minority.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I know, yeah, I understand America is a melting pot, so we do have a lot of other people, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But we need to influence people to make bigger families. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you don't need more than one kid, you don't need more than two kids. This isn't China, okay? Like, the
Yeah,
more
right.
babies we have, the better. Like babies are awesome. So,
Yep.
but
I
but
love
the
babies. I
population,
prefer to have one that I can send home later.
yeah, right, right. But there's like not that many people, but with the crime, like it's over half of the crime is committed by black people, and it's not because of I don't think it's not a systemic thing. You know what I mean? It's not white supremacy in my mind. In my mind, that's the world failing them. That is the education system being overrun by corrupt people. That's the industry of Hollywood being overrun by corrupt people, as if it ever wasn't. It was corrupt
Yeah.
to start out with. It's just,
Oh
honestly, like,
yeah.
looking at what they did to Shirley Temple. Yeah, it's been awful from the
I
beginning.
don't like to think about that because that is terrifying.
It is, but it's been going on before. That's why, like Walt Disney, like I saw some of the videos where he's treating kids like crap, and it was
Wow.
very revealing. Yeah, very revealing to me. Like, and this is
That's
pre
sad. You
AI
would
getting
expect it to be
good.
the total opposite, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're making
Exactly.
content for children, you would expect it to be, kid friendly, very like loving and cherishing and fun,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. And it's just, it never stopped. It never stopped. Once it started, it didn't stop.
And then you got like
And
all these kids that are like looking at these Disney screens and being like, I want to be them. I want to
Mhm.
live that life. And then like behind the scenes, it's just pure hell.
Yeah, absolutely. Because,
And now I feel
and
guilty because I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids that like I want to be on Hannah Montana. I want to, be
Mhm.
on the Amanda show. I wanted that life. And now
Yeah.
I look back and I thank God for my
Yeah.
mom who
That's
like back in the day it's like, "Oh, she won't let me go anywhere or do anything," but it's just like cuz you never know,
yeah,
what's
you gotta watch your
what's
kids.
next.
You gotta be very protective. And that's
Mhm.
really why, like the small communities, we all need to band together, because if we know everybody, and if we are helping everybody, and if everybody knows, like, you'll know when something's off, you
Mhm.
know, and then the community can handle that how it should be handled by their laws. And in the big cities, it's like impossible to know everybody. And
Yeah.
that's why the crime rate is so high, is because it's just confusion, the land of confusion. No one knows what's going on. So
Mhm.
If we could create jobs by getting rid of like the AI surveillance stuff and just hire like guards, like little watchmen,
Yeah.
like old retired veterans who need a cause, like that would
Yeah.
be the most noble cause, is to watch over your community and just let someone know, hey, this is happening. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I just seen a video about Danny Trejo. He was like one of the most feared inmates in prison, that he even like offered protection to Marilyn Manson. That's how like respected and feared he was. But
hmm
when he got out, the only thing he wanted to do
You
was
meant
do good by
Charles
people.
Manson. Did you mean Charles Manson?
Did I say Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, it's an easy.
I meant
It's my
Charles Manson.
mistake. You're good. You're good. I did it too.
And I didn't even realize I said that. I'm like, who did I already know who I said. I don't even have to ask. But yeah,
Mhm.
but it just, if I had to pick like a good-hearted celebrity, I would definitely pick Danny Trejo, just because of the work he's done. Like he helped save an autistic kid in the middle of a wreck. You know?
Yeah, yeah, you were telling me about that. He's a hero, and I hope to God, that he doesn't like give in to the Hollywood crap,
Oh
because
yeah. I don't see him
yeah,
doing that. Like I said, if he can turn down his own uncle,
hmm
someone he's looked up to all of his life, I think he's a pretty solid character in my opinion.
that's a Jon Snow right there.
Yup.
But yeah, the Hollywood issue, and then the reason why like everybody's calling people anti-Semites and stuff, like I know, there, especially on X, like there's always like people who are just absolutely, they're trying to cause destruction and chaos, and they're just hating and hating and hating, and that's not what I do. Like my
Yeah.
problem is whenever there's a monopoly, and in Hollywood there is a monopoly. Like most of the people who own everybody are Jewish, and in my mind, they're not like the peaceful kind of Jews who are just trying to live their life. It seems to me like it's wage slavery. Like the NFL players, especially, like it's come on, it's wage slavery. That's the Roman circus right there. They're in the Colosseum.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the Colosseum, and that's why I don't watch stuff like that. I can't handle that. Like I understand sports are
I didn't
good, but
watch it. I was in bed actually, and my boyfriend was like, the Super Bowl's still happening, right? Like that, and I didn't even know it was Super Bowl Sunday. Like I said, I went to go help my boyfriend with his work and came back and went to
Mhm.
bed, and I really could have cared less, but I also didn't know that Kendrick Lamar was playing, or I probably would have cared more. But
Yeah.
when I woke up the next day and everyone's talking about, oh, the Super Bowl game, I hated it. I hated it. I'm like, okay, I gotta see why people hate this so much. And then I'm like, why do people hate this? This is a
Yeah.
protest. This is like not like
Mhm.
any other halftime show. And actually,
Yeah.
I seen a thing on Facebook. It was like he had more viewers than when Michael Jackson did the Super Bowl show. It was like
Yeah.
13.5, and Michael Jackson had like 13.4 million views, and it's
Yeah,
like
that's wild. He gave a hell of a performance for that one.
that amount of people watching the
Mhm.
same thing kind of stresses me out.
It's powerful though. That's the good vibes going on right now. Like our magnitude, or not magnitude, our magnetic stuff is shifting.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I like it. And my only thing with Kendrick Lamar, like, is that he had the crown of thorns, and to me that's a little sacrilegious, just a little bit. I don't like it when people dress up like Jesus or anything. Like
Mhm.
freaking that little Nas X guy. Oh, I am so mad at him. I would fight him in public if I could. Like I'd challenge him to a duel.
I would want to see that.
Because how dare he go from like the Old Town Road guy and get all these kids excited about him, and then slide down into hell on a stripper pole? Really? Really?
I have not followed
Whatever.
him. Like I do know Old Town Road, or that's the name of the song, just because that song was everywhere. But
It
after
was
that,
everywhere.
I didn't really follow him very much.
Yeah, they're pushing our kids towards an agenda, and it's very clear. Like everybody has sold out to like even Taylor Swift, you know, she started out as this little cute girl, you know, singing pretty songs and with her guitar and stuff. Very cool. And then now look what she's doing like in her concerts. They're basically like rituals. No. Nor. I don't want this. Nor.
See,
Ah,
I am not. I wouldn't consider myself a Swiftie, but I like her more than a lot of the other celebrities. Just
yeah.
just because of who she is as a
But
person. I
she has the potential to be really, really great in my
uh,
mind, but I just need her to be brave and come out, you know, for the good stuff that music is supposed to be, you know, not this mind control crap. So, if she has free will at all, I would love for her to speak out.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's just the way she flipped the narrative. Like she went from country to pop, and then how the hell does Beyonce get the
No.
award for country singer? Like, if you're talking about "This Ain't Texas," first of all, I hate that song. I don't care who you are. I will just tell you straight up, that
Turn
is
that
not
shit off.
music.
Yep, I will not listen to it. It's so dumb. No.
So
Nope.
like,
3 words. Three
someone
words.
said it sounds
I'm
like I
out.
think it's the it sounds like something at the very beginning. I think it's like the SpongeBob theme or something. But
Probably,
someone
yeah.
said
'Cause
that.
she doesn't
Someone
know
was
what
like, "It
country
sounds like
is.
it's like the SpongeBob song," and I'm like, it might as well be.
Yeah, and what country person do you know has like a Mercedes Benz or whatever? Like, really,
Yeah, right.
she is so out of touch with reality. It is ridiculous. But I mean, that's Hollywood. They got to her young, just like they do everybody else. So
Yeah,
I used to
absolutely.
love her. Like we have the same birthday. She's exactly 10 years older than me.
Oh wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I used to really, really like her songs, and she
Oh
was
yeah,
one of
when
the
she
people
was
who
in,
inspired
I
me to
don't know
sing
why
and
she
find
ever
my
left
voice.
Destiny's Child. I loved Beyonce and Destiny's Child.
Yeah, but she's got corrupted just like everybody else, and I'm sorry, but Jesus is my homie.
Yeah, right. As we've said before.
Yep, yep. So, like, I appreciate like the artists who do stand up, and I don't want them to be scared. I don't want them to worry. Like, the Christian community has got their backs, you know. Like, and then also with like the people. So there are people who do actually worship Satan out there, and part of me wonders like, do they want us like to stand up and say something? Like, is that what they're expecting? Because I mean, we totally should, but is I think it's something that they need for their redemption. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah. Well,
wondering how many people aren't
I.
realizing that that's what they're participating in, and that they could just break out of the matrix and go be a freaking hobbit. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Satanists as this scary thing like most people do. You know, most people will be like, "Oh, you're a Satanist, so you're a devil worshiper," which means, like, ooh, scary. Like, but
Yeah.
I honestly, I mean, I know that there are like forces, and I feel like everything is energy, and
Yeah.
there is positive and negative influences, but I don't necessarily like there's a devil down in the earth with in like a fiery pit. Like, people have
Yeah.
told me that, and if you believe that, that's fine, but me personally, I can't bring myself to believe that. I feel like the devil, speaking of the devil, is just like negative influences in your mind, but
Yeah, yeah,
if someone says like I'm a Satanist, I'm not going to be scared of them because I've actually like I know I don't know like the back of my hand, but there are rules in Satanism, and one of the first rules is to protect children. And
well, that is good. That is
it's like
good.
you
But
wouldn't
like,
expect that from a Satanist, but that's what they're about. They're about protecting children, protecting people who cannot defend themselves, like
uh,
humans and creatures. If they're defenseless, you have to stand up for them.
yeah, and I think anybody can get down with that. But at the same time, you've got like that one Mexican cartel. They're like absolutely they're Satanists to the degree where they are doing child sacrifices and amongst other things. And now that's not cool. You know that
Oh,
to me
absolutely.
is.
But see, I don't know. I don't know how
Hollywood,
they could call
Hollywood.
themselves
There's so many
Satanists. 'Cause
missing children.
I just feel like there's like two different kinds of Satanists. Like the Satanist that is pure like evil when it
Yeah.
comes to like making like sacrifices and shit like that. I
Yeah.
There's some things that I cannot get down with, and that's pedophilia, that's
Mhm.
racism, and
Mhm.
like I said, anything that contradicts the actual um the rules of Satanism. Like they're not bad rules, that it's rules that you have the right to, you know, I actually think I'm gonna give it a Google because they're really
Yeah.
good rules to live by, and
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
need
how
you to
someone
send me
could
like a link or
consider themselves a
something.
Satanist and then
'Cause-
do child sacrifices. But like I said, I feel like that's more like of a I feel like there's
Mhm.
like I said, there's two kinds. There's ones that are really just for defending the ones that can't defend themselves, and then there's like the kind that actually like do satanic rituals,
Yeah.
to like, and they don't care,
And yeah,
what the cost is.
that's the thing. Like there's people trying to work dark magic out there. And for me, especially, I think one of the reasons me and you are so connected is because we're in a way we're both light workers, you know? Like
Hmm.
there's just a good energy that we're putting out into the world, and I don't know if that's something that, the good witches or whatever, but because I definitely don't do any rituals, but at the same time, I do have a routine where I get up and I sing to the animals outside. So, I
Hmm.
mean,
In
maybe
a
I'm a
way,
Disney
that kind of
princess.
is a ritual. It's just a daily a daily ritual, a daily routine. I mean, a routine and a ritual can be
Yeah.
very close,
Yeah,
but
I'm rejoicing in the day that the God that made the world has given me, and He made this beautiful world, and I have to
Mhm.
enjoy it because I don't have enough. I can't help it. It's awesome.
Mhm.
So
So here it is. These are the actual 11 satanic rules of the earth. And these are the rules I really like. I can get behind all of these. And number one is do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked, which I have broken that rule a few times. But, if someone doesn't like my opinion, then if you ask for my opinion, I definitely will give it.
yes,
And if you logged onto this podcast, you basically asked for my opinion.
yes, yes,
And
definitely.
then
Whatever you listen.
two is do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure that they want to hear them, which I can get behind that too. When in another's lair, show him respect or do not go there. Definitely. If a guest in your lair annoys you, treat them cruelly without mercy. Which, I mean, I can kind of get behind that because if you're in my space and you're not like you're offending me, then I have
Yeah,
the right to tell you, please leave. Like I will be
yeah.
nice at first, but
But yeah, that's mercy, though. See, that's mercy. I'd be like,
Mhm.
hey, you're getting on my nerves, will you quit? It's just good communication will solve
Yeah.
that.
And five, big one. Do not make sexual advances unless you are giving the mating signal. I think it's funny how they worded it, but yes, consent is key. Do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other person and he cries out for it to be relieved.
Right.
Acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of your magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained. Number eight, do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. Nine, do not harm little children. That's the big one for me.
Hmm.
10, do not kill non human animals unless you are attacked or for your food.
Hmm.
And 11, when walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask him to stop. If he does not stop, destroy him.
Hmm. But see, that's cool. I can get behind the animals are food because,
Yeah.
I like meat, man. Meat's good.
Oh yeah, I am a carnivore. I had never I used to be a vegetarian, but that was very short-lived.
Yeah, I believe it. I like vegetables too, though. Like I'll eat the hell out of some vegetables.
Oh
I
yeah,
have my
especially like
appetite.
homegrown vegetables
Hmm.
slap.
Yep.
Especially like homemade
Mhm.
salsa with garden tomatoes and garden peppers. Ugh, get out
Yep.
of here.
That's me. I get to do that.
It's so much work, but it's like it is so rewarding
Yeah. You
because
know
you
the
can just be
people.
like, I grew this and I know that there's
Mhm.
nothing contaminating this. I grew this from the dirt in my backyard.
Right, right. And that's another thing. Like I've seen the if you talk to water crystals a certain way, like if you talk to them really mean
Oh
and
yeah,
then you freeze it, yeah, and then you talk to it sweet, and then there's like these really cool patterns. That's why I sing to my chickens. That's why I go out there and sing to the trees.
that's
And
awesome.
when I do have plants, I sing to them too. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are doing so good too.
Oh, I need to start singing to because I just we made Mexican meatballs the other night and one of the ingredients is mint, so I went and picked up some mint and it was like the mint that's like in the little planter. So we only
Yeah,
used like what we needed and now I got a little mint plant in my windowsill. I'm so
heck
happy about it.
yeah. Go speak good things into it. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
good
and
job,
I've
Mint.
heard all about that science experiment where you can like talk to water and like the words that you say, that to me is proof that magic is real. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
You're fine. You're not wrong.
Don't call me. Fraud center. I don't want to talk to the fraud center.
Ooh, I'll talk to him.
Oh, I already hung up. I'm
Oh,
actually,
okay.
I'm actually gonna. Oh man, I wish I wouldn't have hung up now because that would have been like actually really cool.
I love doing that. I always answer unknown calls.
Oh, my boyfriend too. He will like just completely fill them up with bullshit, and they're like, "Oh yes, we noticed that you have a house. How much are you interested in selling?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I got my bags packed." He's like, "How much are you trying to sell the house?" Let's say $10.
Wow, that's so funny.
And then like he was like, "But I'm packing right now, so you're gonna have to call me back later."
That's so funny. I love that.
And then
I always,
they actually did. They were calling him like up and down, but he was at work the next day, so he couldn't answer.
oh, man, I always sing to him. Like, especially if like it's a call and nobody answers, I start singing that "Hello" like that by Adele.
Oh my god!
And some of these people, like, they hold out for like a good 16 seconds. I really get to practice my
Uh,
singing. It's great.
no, most of the time, whenever I answer, it is just silent for 9 seconds, and then it hangs up. I'm like, oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I sing to them because somebody somewhere, it's their job to sort through all that bullshit.
Well, you're giving him a job to do then.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Alrighty,
yeah,
well,
I'm so mad at Hollywood though, Andy. I'm so sorry. Like, I just
I
gotta
think he's not
say,
the only
like,
one.
yeah, yeah, like they always tell us their opinions and they don't even know. And it's not even their fault half the time that they don't know because they were pushed into that kind of thing. And I feel
Hmm.
bad for like everybody. Like, oh, so I'm boycotting Hollywood.
That's good. I mean, I think everyone really should. I mean, we could just do away with celebrities, and then maybe we get more
Yeah.
listeners.
Yeah, yeah, we'd have cooler people who are just regular people. And
Regular
that's what
ass people, exactly.
yeah,
Not people who have like fucking $7 million in the bank.
exactly. That's how we deal away with the psyops and the control on the media. Like, no, we are the media now.
Yes, we are the
That's what
media.
that means.
This is our media. We are the
Hmm.
essence of media now.
Yes, ma'am. And I appreciate you hearing me out.
Absolutely. I love talking to you, so that makes this like so much easier. Like, because if I didn't enjoy your company, I don't think we would have made it this far. But,
Definitely not, no.
but I think with the two of us, we make a good duo. In my opinion.
Yes. And when we're not total polar opposites, but we're definitely opposite enough.
Oh yeah, opposite enough to have
Mm.
like variety,
I do
diversity.
have one more question, girl. Okay, so
Yeah.
that picture that you tagged me in, where is Edward Scissorhands sitting in the car with
Uh-huh.
that peg lady?
Yeah.
Okay, which one am I? Which one are you?
I don't know. I think it could be very much like one could be the we could it just depends on the day, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I think
would
it's a mix of
honestly like to
both.
say that I'm more like probably I don't know. I would say I'm Edward Scissorhands, but sometimes I feel like I'm more of like the more of the
Yeah, the
peppy one.
lady. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can go both ways. I love that though. Thank you
But like I
for
said,
giving me
it's
that
just
advice.
enough duality. It's just like enough diversity to be like it's opposite, but it's still the same. It's like not so opposite that we just completely disagree, you know?
Yeah, we won't get into like screaming fights or anything.
Oh yeah,
We're laid back.
absolutely.
It's
It's
laid
not.
back discussions.
Yeah, it's definitely laid back discussions. That is my life.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, anyways, I think I'm gonna go do this laundry that I said I was gonna do yesterday. That I'm.
Right? You just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yes, I know. My dream. I've been dreaming about food. I'm ready to go to the grocery store. I gotta go stock up because
Right.
my fridge is empty.
Oh, Nor. Well, I hope you
But
have a
that's gonna
safe
make
trip
it really
there.
easy to clean my fridge. So I'm gonna clean
Good.
it, get my kitchen all clean, and then go get some food. And I guess we're having chicken tonight.
That sounds good though. That sounds really good. We had chicken and dumplings yesterday. It was great.
Oh, I love chicken and dumplings.
Girl, I have the perfect recipe. I can shoot you it. It's them fluffy dumplings.
Yes,
Ugh.
yes, do that, because I never really make my own homemade dumplings, so it'd be nice to make them
Yeah.
homemade. I haven't had homemade dumplings in a very long time. I'm due for it, and the weather here is gonna be fucking cold, so I may just do chicken and dumplings pretty soon. I would do it tonight, but I only have chicken leg quarters, a couple chicken leg quarters, and then wings. So
Hey, that's good. Them leg quarters, like you can boil
leg
them real
quarters.
good and take out the bones, and then like that recipe, it's only flour, milk, a little bit of oil, and then some baking powder and salt. So
Yes,
simple.
send that over, and maybe I'll even maybe we'll post that on the IG for our listeners. If you are a listener and you like chicken and dumplings, we will be posting that on our Instagram at
Yes,
Laidback
ma'am.
Discussions Podcast.
I'm so excited. This is great.
I know. I need to start making more content for our socials, but everything in due time.
Everything. Yeah, we'll hire a team for that later. It'll be all right.
It's
We
fine.
need to create jobs.
Alrighty, well, I will talk to you sooner than later.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good day.
Alright, you too. Goodbye.
Bye.
And there you have it. This has been a little taste of our laid-back discussions with Andi and Emily. Thanks again for checking us out, and stay tuned for longer discussions, more topics, and hopefully a little better audio quality. Have a topic that you'd like us to cover? Reach out to us on Facebook at Laidback Discussions with Andi and Emily, or find us on Instagram at Laidback Discussions Podcast. Thanks again. Until next time, listeners.